from Taft Stadium in beautiful Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. A huge matchup in the Central Division tonight, presented by SSM Health St. Anthony's. The Energy fighting for their playoff lives tonight against Birmingham Legion. Sean St. Jacques, the Manchester United goalkeeping legend, Gary Bailey on hand for this one. Let's look at the standings to see where both of these teams sit heading into this Sunday night clash. Birmingham have a chance, obviously, to get a bit of a leap on Lose City for the top spot, but Gary, the focus is really on OKC's playoff hopes. They have to win tonight.
They do have to win. I mean, it's possible they can get a draw and still proceed. Depends on what FC Tulsa do, but Tulsa pretty much in free fall at the moment, and a win by OKC, there'd be a point behind Tulsa, and guess what? They meet in the final game of the season. It could be a big decider.
A lot could be on the line, potentially, on the final match day, but OKC has got to do their part. Series meeting between these two in general, not just this season, has gone Birmingham's way.
Yeah, it has, and Nico Brett's been a big part of that, but so too has BJ. Look at this for a run. Cuts inside, drills this one. This was in the 1-1 draw, and he's a man they're going to have to keep an eye on. CJ Cochran, yeah, turn away. Don't want to see that. It happens once in a lifetime, and hopefully CJ's got that out of his system.
Bit of a spoiler alert here. Nico Brett is not in the starting lineup, so we're highlighting Junior Flemings instead, who takes his place up top, Gary.
No, Nico Brett, so it is on Junior Flemings. 5 goals and 3 assists. Jamaican international will lead the line. Normally not a central striker, normally feeds off the sort of Nico Bretts of the world, but it's all on Junior Flemings if you're a Birmingham Legion fan, and he can score goals and he can assist.
He's had a good season so far for Birmingham Legion. And then on the other side of things, tonight's player to watch for OKC is brought to you by Loves. The fantastic season for Viljan Bijev continues.
Yeah, this is against Austin Bold. Good finish and just phenomenal player. Going back to the 1-1 draw, cuts inside. He just goes past about 4 or 5 Birmingham Legion defenders. Absolutely brilliant. And what a season he has had. Problem is, he seems to be the only one who's scoring for OKC.
We'll have to see if the other teammates can pick him up. It's a must-win situation, not mathematically, but in the grand scheme for OKC. They need this one tonight, and they're looking for their first ever win against the Legion. It's OKC. It's Birmingham Legion. The kickoff is next.
Goals are something we outline for ourselves, and oftentimes they can be pretty lofty. When things begin to line up the way we think they should, we appreciate those who helped us along the way. Like the help you get with commercial banking from FFB. Our experts are ready to partner with you to help you manage cash flow, oversee accounts through online banking, and help you secure a business line of credit. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB. We go where you go.
You deserve something sweet, like Brahms' new Fancy Sundaes. The sticky bun has the perfect hint of cinnamon, topped with smooth, hot caramel and pecans. There's the undeniably delicious cocoa banana ice cream covered in hot fudge and slices of banana. And who could resist 2 scoops of white chocolate strawberry tart filled with pound cake and more strawberries? Or French chocolate macaroon with marshmallow atop Brahms' freshly baked macaroon cookies. Try one or all 4 at Brahms, because you deserve it.
I'd always wanted to get braces, always considered it, thought about it. You know, how long is this gonna take? Am I too old to do this? What am I gonna look like with braces on? With payment options and everything else, nothing's hindering me now, I just need to go ahead and do it. The staff, for one, is awesome. The doctor's great. I know I had friends growing up saying, oh, it hurts. I didn't have that experience. I can't wait to see my teeth without being masked by wires, right? Hindsight, I would have done it again 100 times over.
Energy FC would like to thank SSM Health St. Anthony for being the official healthcare partner, and Team Docs for the Energy FC for 121 years. SSM Health St. Anthony has been ready to help and heal patients across OKC. The Energy getting set to take on Birmingham Legion. Sean St. Jacques, Gary Bailey, excited to be with you for this one. It's a big match tonight. We take a look at the First Fidelity Bank starting lineups. Tom Sohn, of course, making a huge decision to not include 17-goal scorer Nico Brett in the 18, let alone the starting lineup tonight.
Yep, probably resting him for the playoffs, which they're guaranteed to be in. So the focus, as we mentioned, on Junior Flemings. But there is 4 changes besides Flemings. Van Kezel comes in midfield. Bruno Lappa starts. And Matt van Oekel back in goals. Trevor Spannenberg goes to the bench. So 4 changes from the team that beat Austin Bold 3-1.
OKC also played Austin Bowl last time out. It was a 1-1 draw and a really good front three for Lee Wiedemann, interim head coach.
Yeah, BJev, of course, the goal scorer. Jaime Chavez, a fantastic target man, and Daniels pushed up there. 2 changes for them. Tucker Stevenson steps down. Basulovic comes in midfield. So does Declan Wynn for Brad Dunwell. So those are the 2 changes. It's a powerful midfield. Ellis Hayden on one side, Declan Wynn the other, Kurimoto and Basulovic in the center midfield position.
Birmingham Legion in their blacks and gold trim kick us off going from left to right at Taft Stadium in OKC. Tonight, Energy wearing their Energy City kits, the black, I should say the pink, the green, and the white. They will be defending on the right hand of your screen to start things off. OKC, not mathematically, but in the grand scheme, really need 3 points tonight, especially after FC Tulsa, their arch rivals and closest to them in the standings, dropped points last night at San Antonio. Of course, Birmingham Legion, seeing that Lou City lose last night to Indy, have a huge chance to get 3 points and get even further ahead in the race for the top spot. But really the storyline tonight is OKC's playoff push, with Birmingham Legion already securing a home playoff game.
Yeah, and I think they must have been so excited when they saw there was no Nico Brett on that team sheet, because if they are resting him, it makes a lot of sense ahead of the playoffs. But they're missing a massive, massive goal scorer of Birmingham Legion. And if you're OKC, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that you're a lot happier if Nico Brett isn't in the opposing team to you.
There's quite a bit of a drop-off from Nico Brett's 17 goals and the rest of the total on this Birmingham Legion side. And that's not to say this is not a pretty strong lineup that Tom Stone has put out there, but when you take out one of the top goal scorers in the entire league, definitely is a different prospect for the hosts defensively.
Yeah, he's joined 3rd on 17 goals and joined 3rd in the league, in which we've got some fantastic goal scorers to appreciate. But you mentioned OKC. They were within a whisper of beating Austin Bold in their last match. They conceded a penalty in the 92nd minute, and those 2 points, just wondering if they get to the end of the season, that might be the difference between making it or not. And that's why, as you quite rightly say, this is a must-win match. You know, Tulsa can't keep playing as badly as they are. They're going to pick up points somewhere. They've got Atlanta United 2 at home next. So if OKC, even a draw here, it's asking Tulsa literally to win or to lose their next 3 matches before they actually meet OKC. But too much to ask, which is why OKC have to get 3 points here today.
It's worth mentioning as well, Memphis has not clinched a playoff spot, so OKC could conceivably catch them. But like you said, Gary, that game against FC Tulsa on the final day of the season is really OKC's best chance by far of getting in, because it's very unlikely that they're going to catch Memphis at this point in the season. It's also worth mentioning OKC have really turned their season around. They had such a rough start to the season after a horrid 2020 campaign where they really struggled to get points on the board. They parted ways with Coach Pasquarella earlier in the season, and since Lee Wiedemann has taken over, it's been a totally different Energy side, and he's done a heck of a job just to get them to this point. The OKC fans still have expectations, and so does Lee Wiedemann and his staff. They still can get into the playoffs, but it starts tonight at Taft Stadium. Birmingham on the attack. It was a great ball centrally placed into that penalty area, but the Energy defensively were on it, and they clear their lines. And then I think that was Jaime Chavez doing well, holding up the play and winning a free kick.
Yeah, that's what his job is there, just holding up the ball, does it well.
Let's take a look at tonight's keys to the game, brought to you by OKC Volkswagen. Starting with the hosts, Gary.
Yeah, high energy defending and very quick counter-attacking. They're at home. They've got to get the 3 points. You can't sit and wait, and you've just got to go at Birmingham Legion as much as you can. And if you're defending, you've got to have very quick counter-attacks. And if you're Birmingham Legion, if you can stop BJ, you pretty much stop OKC at the moment. It has been their Achilles heel that, as well as he has played, nobody else has stepped up. As you said, only 3 goals, the next goal scorer behind BJ's 12. So if you stop him from scoring, then I'm not quite sure who steps up and is a big threat to Birmingham Legion. Perhaps Jaime Chavez. Other than him, they really don't have much in the attacking areas.
You mentioned the disappointing concession of that late goal against Austin. Lee Wiedemann and company took full responsibility, said, listen, it was a penalty. We made a mistake. We didn't see the game out from the mental side of things, and we didn't stay focused until the very end, and that's got to change tonight against a good Birmingham Legion team. Chavez was the initial target, and then a shot comes in and it's blocked on the 6-yard line by Birmingham defensively. What a chance that was, is Arun Busulovic lined up the second attempt after Chavez was the target of the first ball in.
That's a good start from OKC, and they've had no joy against Birmingham. They've got the one draw, 1 point from a possible 9. So it's been a tough 3 matches against Birmingham Legion. But again, without Nico Brett, at home, you're desperate. Birmingham have made it. Yeah, of course they want to finish top, but it doesn't really make much difference to Birmingham Legion who they're going to play. Either way, they're playing a very good side from the Atlantic Division. And so I don't think they're going to have a better chance, OKC. And put it this way, if they can't win this one against a slightly weakened Birmingham Legion, then perhaps they're not going to make the playoffs.
Just to piggyback off of that middle point, Gary, it's going to be a tough first-round matchup for Birmingham regardless. Obviously, now that Charlotte, Miami, Pittsburgh have all clinched a playoff spot with Charlotte's win over Charleston last night by 5-1. They hammered Battery after having struggles with Charleston in recent years. Charlotte, they've really taken it to them, I should say, this season. And now it's really just going to come down to who gets the 2 seed in that Atlantic Division race. And of course, the 3 and the 4, one of them is going to have to go play Birmingham in Alabama.
Yep, I guess if you're Birmingham and you ask Tom Sohn who he wants to play, he's going to say, well, I don't want to play Pittsburgh, I don't want to play Miami, and I don't want to play Charlotte. Is there anybody else I can pick, please? Because those are 3 very, very good sides. And it's just unfortunate for Birmingham Legion and for Lou City that the Atlantic Division is so highly stacked, and they're going to come face to face with a top-class team one way or another.
Well, both of those potential first-round matchups, whoever goes to Lou City, whoever goes to Birmingham Legion, are going to be blockbusters. Meanwhile, Bijev in behind, offside flag is up against Jaime Chavez.
Just offside there. It's the right idea, though, isn't it? Try and get behind that back 4. Normally it's Bijev who makes those runs, but Bijev can also be a supplier for Jaime Chavez.
And 12 goals, 6 assists for Ilyan Bijev this season. He's been a huge key to what Lee Wiedemann has been able to do, especially in the second part of this season. Of course, he admitted it to us earlier this week that it can't just be Bijev if they're going to get into the playoffs. Other people have to step up. Birmingham with a corner here. Bruno Lapa sending it in, dealt with at the near post by OKC. Dean will assess his options around midfield. He'll flare it forward. Fall for a chance, but in the end it's miscontrolled and it's out for a throw. Injury report tonight is brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony's. Kyle Ein is out tonight for OKC. And Charlie Ward also, he was questionable coming in. Coach Lee Wiedemann said he's also not available tonight as well. Birmingham Legion, despite obviously the late scratch of Nico Brett, more likely for rest, injury-wise, Tom Sohn's side at the moment are fine, which is great to see.
It is. I mean, just coming into the playoffs, the last thing you want is key players not fit, and that may be behind Nico Brett having a weekend's rest. The last thing you want to do is he gets a bad kick or an injury in a match that you don't really have to win. And again, I'm sure Legion fans will say, yes, we do, but whether you finish first or second, you've got yourself a tough match coming up against the Atlantic Division, and more important that you look after your star striker. There's a couple of others who can score. I mentioned Junior Flemings has 5 this season. Bruno Lapa has 3. Prosper Kasim has 4. Mikey Lopez has a couple, and I think CJ Cochran would rather forget the one that he scored against him in the 1-1 draw. Went straight through his legs. We saw it in the opening, and yeah, every once in a while, as a goalkeeper, you make an horrendous error, and I just don't think CJ Cochran will make that mistake again. And he'll certainly want a big match today, the goalkeeper for OKC, to make up for that error last time these two teams met.
Of course, if it does come down to the final match day between OKC and Tulsa, Lee Viedman mentioned it to us. It's not just about, well, obviously, most importantly, should be mentioned, it is about the playoffs, and it could come down to the final day, but the wrench is on the line as well. The Golden Trophy between these two clubs. It's kind of switched hands a few times this season between Tulsa and OKC, but if OKC has their way, they're going to get one last shot at Tulsa with something on the line on the final day, and what a fixture that would be. Of course, it is worth mentioning that mathematically, Indy 11 are still alive. However, it's very much out of their hands, even more so than it is out of OKC's hands. If Tulsa get a result in their next match, Indy 11 would be eliminated from playoff contention. And of course, Atlanta United 2, after results last night, are also eliminated. So really, it is down to the Oklahomans, OKC and Tulsa. And Memphis have not clinched, but they're in very good shape after the amazing run that Ben Pierman has had on these last few months for Memphis 901 FC.
OKC sitting quite deep, as they're very good at doing. They can soak up a lot of pressure and look to try and get BJev on the counter-attack, and that's what they've been doing. And they're probably a lot more comfortable in the knowledge that without Nico Brett around, there's no real natural goal poacher there. If they just keep an eye on Junior Flemings, that should be enough.
BJev was fouled. A little bit of a follow-through there, I think, from Alex Kronyale.
Jeremy Shear just checking on him, the referee, to make sure that he's all okay. It's the one player, if you leave Viedman, you see BJev go down, you get close to a heart attack, because he is an actual crucial player. Referee just having a little word with Kronyale, who's a good foot taller than him, I think. I think he's a good foot taller than most people. Alex Kronyale scored a couple of goals from set pieces, the big centre back, so he's a danger for OKC whenever there is a ball coming into the box.
Vasulovic to this near side with Wynn playing it in. Viljan BJev really found some space. Birmingham clear it, but only as far as Vasulovic. Wynn again, took a deflection on the way through. And Birmingham concede a corner here in the 13th minute.
I always think set pieces are a good opportunity, especially if you're desperate for points. Get in front of the goalkeeper, Matt Van Ook, will make it difficult for him to see the ball. And teams that are desperate for points are more committed going into these challenges. Never easy. Those who've played the game will know you're going to hit the ball. You're waiting for a crack of your skull from somebody else. You've got to be brave and up for it. The more desperate you are, normally the braver you are.
Little Caesars corner here. Good ball in from BJev. It was just touched on and out for a corner on the opposite end, with a couple of OKC players lurking on that far side. So some positivity for BJev and the energy as the Little Caesars corner takes us to the opposite side of the field. Vasulovic will try this one. Dangerous ball in. Kronyale got it initially. Wynn took a deflection, and it's another corner for the Energy.
Declan Wynn just smiling there, and the fans love it. It's good pressure coming from the home side. In fact, the last time that Birmingham failed to win was against OKC a month ago. So OKC will say, you know what, everybody else is struggling to stop Birmingham Legion, but we know how to do it.
Yeah, Birmingham Legion have won 5 on the bounce. Of course, they've never lost the Legion to OKC in their history. Again, the ball in from BJev. Foul on the Little Caesars corner is going to give it to Birmingham Legion with a free kick. As Captain Fanuel Kavita tries to rally the troops after that OKC Energy barrage.
And it's important for OKC to find a little bit of form at the moment. They've obviously been very lucky that Tulsa have only picked up 2 points from 15. They've had a terrible run, but For OKC, only 1 win in the last 6. Well, only 1 loss as well. 4 draws, but those are all points dropped. Of course, the last one against Austin Bowl, that 92nd minute penalty giveaway, was a real heartbreaker for OKC fans. But they've got to start getting some wins. That's what sees you into the playoffs, and they've been struggling to do that in the last month or so, OKC.
Just a quick comment, I think, just on FC Tulsa's season. My gosh, a roller coaster ride for Michael Ensian's boys this season. What a start they had at the beginning of the season. They were one of the few unbeaten teams left. Of course, El Paso ended up being the last team unbeaten, but then the last few months, I mean, it's been a roller coaster ride for FC Tulsa, but they're still there with the destiny in their own hands. But OKC could put a lot of pressure on them tonight if they were able to beat Birmingham Legion. Energy FC would like to thank SSM Health St. Anthony for being the official healthcare partner and team docs for the Energy FC for 121 years. SSM Health St. Anthony has been ready to help and heal patients across OKC. Foul in the midfield there is going to give it back to the Energy. Batista is on the wrong end of that.
I'm just hoping we get some goals today, because we are looking at the 2 best defenses in this division, in the Central Division. Best defense is Birmingham's, having conceded 30, but OKC are right behind them on 32. Problem for OKC is they have the worst attack in the entire division with just 30 goals, whereas Birmingham have the 3rd best attack on 45 goals. There's a massive difference in goals there, and that has been OKC's problem. Just battling to score. Even with Bijev's goals, they're still the worst out of the entire Central Division.
And where would they be without Ilyan Bijev? That really comes into question when you look at that stat. 6 assists on top of those dozen goals. The chest down initially from Prosper Kasim. All over the top, looking for Flemings, but CJ Cochran came off his line in time. Real hand-dipped ice cream, thick milkshakes, old-fashioned banana splits, and sundaes, all made with farm fresh milk. Brahms is proud to be partner your family's traditions. Brahms, farm fresh for over 50 years, proud partner your OKC Energy. OKC just smuggled that away on that initial possession, but Birmingham have it back on this far side. This is Mikey Lopez. Lapa. Sending it over initially to Asiadu. He's back on it again. Cut out, though, defensively by Kurimoto. OKC could break here on this far side. Zachary Ellis-Hayden cutting it back onto his left, and a crucial block by Kavita inside of the penalty area.
That was classic OKC play there, defending deep, bodies behind the ball, win it, quick counter-attack, lovely ball out wide for Zach Ellis-Hayden. Doesn't take it in his stride the first time, but then has a lovely dribble in the box, and ultimately his shot blocked. That's the danger. We spoke about that high energy in transition, moving quickly against Birmingham Legion. They're also defending with a high energy, closing players down. And whilst it's not an attacking style of play, it's a style of play that has worked reasonably well for OKC. And that makes them very, very difficult to break down. That's why they have the 2nd best defensive record in this division.
Kasim just helping it along. Bruno Lapa. Flemings goes down on the edge of the penalty area. Referee sees nothing wrong. OKC continue the play. What a battle there between Batista and the much smaller Asiadu. Didn't give up on the play, but Batista wins the free kick.
There was a little bit of a mismatch in size. But again, Asiadu is such a good combative player, and he just kept going and kept battling away.
Junior Flemings is still down here. They did get brought down on the edge of the penalty area. First Fidelity Bank replay. Ooh, he got taken down by Ellis-Hayden there. Again, there's a little bit of after effects from that, but Flemings, he's back on his feet just off to the right of your screen. There he is. Looks like he's okay to continue. Basulovic just tried to dink that in there for Bijev, who leaves it for Wynn. Back to Basulovic. Of course, this OKC back line led by Connor Donovan, of course. Captain's armband is always tonight. And so good all year. It's the backbone of this energy season, but again, it's just been Bijev and the rest as far as the attack is concerned for OKC this season. And Lee Viedman said it's going to have to change. We need a couple of other guys to produce if we're going to get where we want to be at the end of the season. And of course, that's back to the playoffs.
And I think if he's talking about anyone in particular, probably Jaime Chavez, because he is your lead striker. He's the person who can get on the end of set pieces, that Bijev can slip him through for a little one-on-one against Matt Van Oekel. And Chavez, just the 2 goals this season in 23 appearances. That for a striker is not a good return. Aiden Daniels has 3 goals in 27 appearances and doesn't play as high up. So I'm looking at Chavez and saying, if ever you want to sort of step up, now is probably the time, because your team needs you.
It's good hold-up play by Jaime Chavez initially. Good outlet from Basulovic, and Zachary Ellis-Hayden has some room. And a decent ball. Bijev was closest to it. Birmingham regained possession. Zeal with a bit of a lazy pass there, and it's picked back off by Ellis-Hayden. Zachary Ellis-Hayden still goes, and he tried to find Bijev. Birmingham have not gotten this out of the woods yet. Viljan Bijev trying to wind up a shot, and Asiadu with a crucial last-ditch effort denies him the opportunity.
I think we saw another example there of Zach Ellis-Hayden and how powerful he is on that right-hand side. He's got pace and he's very direct. He runs at defenses and things open up. So expect to see a lot more from him in this game. I'd certainly, if I was OKC, I'd try and get the ball to him as often as possible.
This place header by Wynn allows Lapa and company to regain possession for Birmingham Legion here. Asiadu. Zeal out wide. Lopez. Flemings gets a second chance at it. Lapa. Asiadu ends up playing a little bit of catch with Cochran. First Fidelity Bank is proud to be an OKC Energy founding sponsor. Our 20 OKC Metro locations make banking convenient for you, especially when combined with our free worldwide ATMs, mobile banking, and mobile deposit. First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go. Visit www.ffb.com today.
I think you can see there Junior Flemings is the only one they've really pushed up Birmingham Legion. They're playing a sort of a 4-5-1, really are swamping the midfield and trying to dominate control of the midfield.
More positive play from Ellis-Hayden. Great ball in behind. Oh, it was just behind Bijev, who was in acres of space if the ball was on the money from Aiden Daniels, but it wasn't. There's a Birmingham Legion player still down here after that sequence ended. It's Mikey Lopez who was followed through there. Referee saw nothing wrong with that on the First Fidelity Bank replay, which allowed Ellis-Hayden to nearly lead his team in with a chance.
Seems to be struggling, Mikey Lopez. He was in a lot of pain there on the ground. It's taking a while to get up. Let's see how he moves. Not too well at the moment. Let's hope it improves.
Gonna walk it off at the moment. There's Lee Viedman, the OKC Energy interim coach. It really has been night and day since he's taken over. And no disrespect to Coach John Pasquarella, but club and the coach felt it was time to part ways, and since Lee Viedman has taken over, it's been a different look for OKC, especially considering where they were, bottom of the Central Division for a good chunk of the opening weeks of the season. He's gotten them in with a chance. That's all the fans really wanted. Remember, they had a town hall meeting before JP Pasquarella was let go. Fans were calling for a change in the way they played and in the results, and Lee Veidman came in and he's changed that. He told us his goal was just to leave OKC in a better spot than when he found it. He's done more than that, I would say, Gary, and the fact that OKC still have a playoff chance when we look at the big picture is pretty remarkable considering where they were looking back at June and July.
Yeah, and those fans who went to the town hall and called for change, well, I hope they're here tonight and today rather and supporting the team, because they've got the change they wanted and this team needs them right now. This is still not easy, even without Nico Brett. Still a fantastic Birmingham Legion side, of course, and they can very well finish top of this division. That's how good they are. And they need that fans behind them. Players always respond to fans, and they need to make themselves heard here today.
Especially coming off a season in all of sports, not just the USL Championship, where fans were scarce, if there at all, around the globe. This year, it's just going to be so great, Gary, to see them back for the home stretch of the regular season and for the playoffs as well. Kasim with a lovely ball in behind, but it was cut out defensively by Batista. This is Aiden Daniels for OKC. Good searching ball from Aiden Daniels. Bijev trying to get on the end of this, but Corniale beats him to the spot and concedes the throw.
A lovely ball played in, and that's how you turn defense into attack there. OKC sitting very deep, had hardly any players forward, but a lovely ball through there for Bijev. And now they can push all their players into the Birmingham Legion half of the pitch and try and create some pressure.
Kurimoto out wide for Ellis Hayden. It'll be reset with Osmond at the back and Donovan as well. Now Batista. Batista was trying to find Chavez. Falls for Aiden Daniels. Daniels on the turn. Pass is cut out on this near side. Birmingham with Kasim going the other way. Flemings as well, and the ball's going to be too far out in front for Jonathan Dean, who initially made the challenge that started the break to give chase. It's going to go out for a goal kick.
Jonathan Dean was one of those players that Lee Veidman picked out when we said to him, you know, what are the dangers from Birmingham? He said, well, Jonathan Dean on the right-hand side for one. He said Ryan James on the left, Sidiou in central, and then Nico Brett as well. And that's why he must be delighted he's not playing, because he went on to say, in fact, you know what, the biggest threat is Nico Brett. And then he added Bruno Lapa as well. He said, look, they've got some really good, talented players.
That was a chance in behind. It rattled the woodwork. Maybe was a touch off an OKC player as Junior Flemings made OKC's hearts skip a beat for a second there.
Let's have a look at it again. Ball played in. Is at a very tight angle. He goes for the strike. I mean, it would have been an incredible shot to squeeze that in between goalkeeper and post.
Off the corner kick. Oh, it nearly fell for a chance at that back post with Kasim in the area. Kavita doing everything he can to keep this alive. Back in by Kasim. It's away initially from OKC. Still not out of the woods yet. Another good ball back in. Nearly fell for Van Kayazeel. Kasim's shot is blocked by Batista. And Chavez doing everything he can to hold up the play, and then he finds Zachary Ellis Hayden. I just want to mention as well, we talked about Lee Veidman's season, the season that Tom Sohn and Birmingham Legion have had. Very much worth admiring as well, to look like potentially, again, there's still a big meeting between them at the end of the season, but to potentially pip Lou City to a top seed any year is a massive achievement. And obviously with Danny Cruz getting that new contract, Lou City feel he's the right man for the job for years to come, and they're happy with what he's done. But Birmingham Legion have a step on them, and that's saying something, because Lou City have been the class of the East for the last 4 or 5 seasons.
Yep, 2 points ahead at this stage of the season after 30 matches, just 2 matches to go. If you look for Birmingham, what's coming up, They've got Sporting Kansas City 2 at home, and then that final match against Lou City, which is a home match. And wouldn't that be the right way to finish on top, is to go and beat the team that's battling you for that position? So, yeah, fantastic season for Birmingham Legion. I guess if you're a fan, you'll say brilliant, but the playoffs will be the real test, and there is truth in that. But you've still got to give credit for a wonderful season so far.
Nearly misplaced a pass, and it's going all the way back to the goalkeeper. Good pressure from Chavez and initially Bijev. So Siadou was in a little bit of trouble there. Of course, Birmingham Legion have already beaten Lou City at home once already this season, so they'll get another shot at them to potentially slam the door on that #1 seed out of the Central Division.
By the way, that 2-point gap Legion have over Lou City is a live standing. It's assuming there's a point here from today's match. That could change, of course. But at 57 points, if they look across at the Atlantic, second place Charlotte Independence have 52. It means that in the next round of playoffs, they're in a very good position to be at home again.
Very much worth keeping an eye on that as well. Point totals dictate who plays who in the second round and beyond.
Yes, yeah. I mean, nobody wants to get too far ahead of themselves.
Yes,
I'm sure
of course.
Birmingham Legion fans are saying, hey, we've got a tough match against a good team in the Atlantic Division. But if they win that, then chances are they will be at home for the second playoff match.
Bijev with a searching ball. Chavez was closest to it, but couldn't direct it on target. Another good spell from OKC as Siadou slows things down for Birmingham Legion.
OKC getting back behind the ball. Look how many of those sort of pink color shirts there are. Goal side, just 2 or 3 black shirts. So they really have got themselves in good defensive positions and nice and quickly.
This is Flemings. Connor Donovan last played it. It's out for a Legion throw. Dean playing that through, was looking for Flemings. Couldn't find him. OKC win a throw. As Wynn last played it off of, I believe, Dean on this near side. 32 minutes gone. Not a ton of clear-cut chances as of yet in this one. OKC have had just about the better of it, I would say, but nothing to show for it yet.
And that's the problem for OKC. A draw really isn't good enough. Birmingham will take it. They've got matches still to come. They'll be 2 points clear of Lou City if they have this draw. They've got Lou City at home. As you mentioned, Sporting Kansas City 2 at home, which you'd expect them to win. So a draw is a decent result for them, and it means they have 2 wins and 2 draws against OKC for the season. So happy days. It's up to OKC to go out there and make sure they grab the 3 points.
And again, FC Tulsa dropped points in San Antonio last night. Really puts OKC with a big opportunity here. 3 points on the board would actually make up quite a bit of ground this late in the season. It's still out of their hands, but putting more pressure on Tulsa is the best thing they could do at this stage, and Lee Wiedemann stressed that to us earlier in the week.
And I think the problem for OKC is their next match is El Paso away. Well,
yeah.
Good luck with that, because El Paso have just been fantastic in the Mountain Division. They topped the group. They've been almost impossible to beat, and especially on home turf. So, you know, OKC look at this and think this is perhaps the easier of the 2 matches. This one easier than being away at El Paso.
Score a great deal with the Brahms Family 4-pack for only $49. You'll get 4 match tickets. 2 buy 1, get 1 free. Brahms combo vouchers and 4 Energy FC hats. Visit energyfc.com/Brahms to pick up your Brahms Family 4-pack. El Paso, you can argue, been the toughest team to beat throughout the entire USL Championship season. And they're certainly one of the title contenders. Mark Lowry's side have been phenomenal, really wire to wire this season. Pair of 8s doing battle. Kurimoto gets the best of Lapa. Ellis Hayden sends in a decent ball, and the header goes up and in the end over from Jaime Chavez.
He's a good target man, Jaime Chavez, as you can see there, but to beat the goalkeeper that far out, just wonder if he couldn't have flicked it on to Bijev or tried something different. He's having, to be fair to him, he's having to come back to reach the ball. Very difficult to generate power when you're going in the opposite direction to the goal. But still, it just shows you that if you get decent ball in there, Jaime Chavez can get on the end of it. It's a very quiet crowd at OKC, not hearing much support, much singing. Probably a very tense crowd, knowing how important this match is, but from a player's perspective, you'd love to sort of hear them start to get behind the team a little bit more.
You can kind of feel a little bit of tension at the moment. Of course, OKC are, it's worth noting, looking for their first win since September 26th when they beat Indy. Haven't won a game since. They've been able to pick up some points along the way, but talked about it, the late points dropped at Austin last time out and other missed opportunities for Lee Wiedemann's side. And even the game here against Indy a few match days ago where Indy took that really early lead and OKC fought back really hard, had a chance to win it late on, but only got a point here against Indy 11. Good ball in again from Ellis Hayden, punched out by Van Oekel. Boy, Zachary Ellis Hayden has been on it in this first half. Just couldn't quite find a teammate, and Van Oekel had to get off his line quickly.
That's a great cross from Ellis Hayden. That's much better. That's something that Jaime Chavez can actually attack. Rather than going back to get the ball, you can get in there. In the end, still a touch too close to the goalkeeper, but fabulous cross in there from Zach Ellis Hayden. And as we chatted about, important to get ball to him as often as possible.
A little bit of barking there between the back line and CJ Cochran after, I think Cochran could have held on to that, but he headed it out of his penalty area and put OKC under a little bit more pressure briefly there. Saw Connor Donovan as well as Mitchell Osmond exchange a few words with the goalkeeper there after some miscommunication, I think, initially.
And now he's put the ball straight out into touch. They might have another word with the goalkeeper.
A bit of frustration there for OKC. The fans, though, getting back into it a little bit here. This is Dean on the near side for Birmingham. Lovely chest down in the penalty area. Bruno Lapa. Back to Dean. Lapa's touch. It's Lapa again. It was blocked and then cleared by Mitchell Osmond. That's what Bruno Lapa can do in tight quarters. They've missed him with the injuries this season, but of course, if he gets more minutes and gets fitter as the end of the season goes, he's going to be a big weapon for Birmingham in a playoff run, potentially. And you saw some reasons why there. Meanwhile, Asiadu ends up finding the feet of Connor Donovan.
I think that situation with Bruno Lapa is where all the Birmingham fans are saying, where's Nico Brett? We need him. Because he's so sharp around the box. Not that Bruno Lapa isn't, but when you've got a natural, finisher, they just know how to take those opportunities and get shots on target. And again, OKC will not have a better chance, I think, of beating Birmingham Legion than in a team that doesn't have Nico Brett. It might, but for OKC fans, don't stress it. It's all a little bit like chess at the moment, being very careful and defensively tight. But as the match wears on, I've got a feeling that OKC will have to come out and attack if they want to get all 3 points.
Of course, OKC have never beaten Birmingham Legion. Fixtures go back about 3 years between these two since Birmingham Legion entered the league, of course. Birmingham have never lost all 3 points in a game against OKC.
Again, the discipline of OKC, 2 banks of 4 literally there, making it so difficult for Birmingham Legion to play through. And there's no question they're a very defensively well-organized team. And again, as you mentioned, credit to Lee Wiedemann, because he's made them defensively strong first. Second part now is to try and score goals, and that's proven to be a little bit more difficult.
Nice little turn from Kasim. I think he got a fortunate touch to keep that alive. And then Dean is beaten to it by Batista. And got a fortunate bounce to give it back to Birmingham. I think it did a little pinball around there on the legs of both players. will stay with Birmingham. Kasim finds Asiadu. Space for Lopez on this far side. James with him as well. Slides it through. Van Kayazil, I'm not sure what he was trying to do with that. He gives it away to Bijev. But Asiadu and Kavita swarm to win it back. Lapa. "40 minutes gone." Still waiting for what could be a pivotal breakthrough in this match, and for both of these teams, most importantly, OKC's season.
Well, best two defenses in the division. I think that's pretty much this first half has proved that. Both very well organized, give very little away. OKC in particular, extremely quick to drop into a low block and deny Birmingham Legion space. So defense is on top so far.
Bijev from one of the players of the half, Zachary Ellis-Hayden, but Bijev is stood up by Mikey Lopez. Kavita is trying to find, I think, Van Kayazil on that far side, who wins a free kick, despite a word from Kurimoto to the referee. Cochran, who's a little hesitant there again off his line, with Junior Flemings bearing down. Kasim. Switching fields, Zachary Ellis-Hayden nudged it on for Bijev, who finds Ellis-Hayden on the return, who finds Bijev. And then Bijev is stood up by Asiadu.
He's given the ball away a few times there, Bijev. I know he's running at defenders and he's trying to take them on, but he doesn't seem to be the main threat. Ellis-Hayden does. When he gets going, he's been extremely difficult to stop. So, again, the more they can get him forward, the better.
It was a good first touch, but not a good second touch from Flemings. This is Chavez. And Daniels plays it all the way back to Mitchell Osmond. Donovan just able to scamper past 2 or 3 Birmingham Legion players, but then gives it away. Bruno Lapa. Kasim was open for a moment there in the penalty area. Instead, he leaves it for James. KC appeal for offside. It's not been given, and Lopez wins a throw. One back by OKC. This is Chavez. And a poor giveaway again.
It's a bad giveaway. Just when you've been under pressure, you need to take that pressure off. You can't afford to lose the ball. I mean, Chavez had done everything great just to keep the ball circulating.
From Yale. The ball out wide for Lopez. Now James. And Kayazil. And then James dispossessed. Kayazil and James, really their first major touches on it in the final third, but didn't do much with it on that occasion. And with 1 minute left of the 45, it's back in the hands of OKC.
There's a bit of sunshine on that far side of the pitch, and I think for some of the players it's been hard work in the heat. Maybe it'll cool down in the second half as the shadows cover the entire pitch, but Yeah, it hasn't been the most exciting first halves, if we're to be absolutely honest. A little bit like a chess match. Both defenses on top. No one's made any errors, and we haven't had any moments of magic to break down those good defenses. But hopefully we'll get something a lot more exciting in the second half.
Birmingham have one last word here at the end of this first half. This is James. Lapa brought down. It's a free kick. It's about to enter, we're told, 1 minute of added time. There it is. Brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony. SSM Health St. Anthony is ready for you, for the game, for the team, for the community at a moment's notice. Without hesitation, we're ready. We're proud to be the Energy FC healthcare partner.
Well, a decent ball in here might produce something. Alex Cronjola getting a near post header in the match against Austin Bold. And he's had a header from a corner as well in the match against Sporting KC too, so he could be the man to aim for.
Probably the last act of this first half. Lapa wastes no time getting it in. It's headed just into a safe area, I should say, for OKC initially, but it's given away again. Asiadu sends it back in. James on the chest down, and a shot is fired off of a teammate, Crognale. It's going to go out for a throw, I think, for OKC, and that should just about be that at the end of the first half. And indeed, that is the last act of half number 1 at Taft Stadium in OKC tonight. 0-0 at the moment between OKC and Birmingham, and it's really been defensive-oriented so far. Fans hoping their team can find a breakthrough in the second half. And obviously, they're going to need it in the long term, Gary, with 3 points, almost essential for the Energy. Absolutely.
It's up to OKC to make things happen. Birmingham Legion, they're very happy with the point. They're very happy with the way they're playing, especially without Nico Brett and the team. For OKC, they've got to get on the front foot. They've got to make something happen. I'm looking forward to the second half to see if they can do exactly that.
Birmingham Legion can extend their lead on Lou City in the Central Division for the top spot with a point or more tonight. OKC Energy, though, need to make up ground on their arch rivals, FC Tulsa. They're going to need to do more in the second half if they're going to get that done. Few chances for each side, but nothing to write home about yet in a crucial game for OKC's playoff hopes. We'll take a break. Halftime from Taft Stadium is coming up next. At half, it's OKC 0, Birmingham Legion 0.
Real commitment doesn't stumble. It doesn't hesitate. It's ready at a moment's notice, on the sidelines and in the stands. It leans in and gets loud. We're ready for you, for our club, for our city, for whatever comes next. We're SSM Health St. Anthony, and we're proud to be the official healthcare partners of the OKC Energy FC.
Drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Your old squad shitty, my bros rock.
Back here at the half between OKC and Birmingham. We're looking forward to the second half in just a few moments. But first, Brahms has been delivering delicious cheeseburgers made with 100% pure beef patties, along with their signature limeades, crinkle-cut fries, real hand-dipped ice cream, thick milkshakes, old-fashioned banana splits and sundaes, all made with their farm-fresh milk. Brahms, farm fresh for over 50 years, proud partner of the OKC Energy. Now it's time for one of our favorite parts of the week. Devin Kerr is back with his latest edition of The Dish.
Week 26 in the USL Championship starts us off at El Paso Locomotive and Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. It's just a mouthful to say, but it's more of a mouthful to talk about what went on in this game. All the talk was about Haji Berry. Why? Because that's his 25th goal in the USL Championship season in 2021. Ties the USL Championship all-time record with Cameron Lancaster in 2018. The response, El Paso Locomotive. Ricardo Zacharias off the ball from Nick Ross. Set piece opportunities galore. Shocking, it ends up in the back of the net. Deshane Beckford. See, it's not just Barry, it's Beckford. And Bears beats Battlestars Galactica. 2-1 Colorado Springs. Let's go the other direction. Macca King. How does he do it? No, honestly, how does he do it? Because he's getting pulled down to the ground. He's getting whipped down to the ground. Puts his game down, flips it, reverse it. We're at 2-2. June 12th, September 15th, October 2nd. What's the difference with all those? There is no difference. They're all draws. Oh, wait, that's 3-2. El Paso Locomotive. Lucho. And then Lucho Soliniak to the youngster, Diego Luna, who can't drive, can barely vote. Certainly can't drink alcohol, but he can score bangers. 4-2. El Paso Locomotive sits atop the mountain. I've heard that before. We've said it before. What about the Tampa Bay Rowdies? Little midweek stumble. What does it look like in the next time that they step up? It doesn't look good. Some kind of ball played through by Omar So. Luther Archimedes, 1-0. The reigning Eastern Conference champs are on the ropes. And Al Lang, oh my goodness. Our pets' heads are falling off. The world's falling apart. And then Sebastian Dalgard. So you put him down in the you play a great ball back across, and what a finish. The game winner by Juan Castillo. But it's the wrong net. That's called an own goal. That's called a draw. That's called 1 point for the first time this season. Rowdies draw it home. See ya.
Great stuff as always from Devin Kerr. We'll take a break here. When we come back, news and notes, scores from around the league, and much more from OKC.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Hey, y'all. Can we change up the chores?
Sorry. It's up to the wheel, man.
Oh, yeah?
Hey! Change the channel back.
Sorry, it's up to the wheel.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Around it comes Fox. Solik, the backheel in! What a goal!
Luna is shot into the back goal.
Kuramoto has won it for OKC Energy FC. Oh, that is a brilliant goal from the substitute.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Sean St. Jacques, Gary Bailey back here with you. Taft Stadium, the site here in Oklahoma City, 0-0 at the break between the Energy FC and Birmingham Legion. Let's take a look at news and notes from around the league. Obviously, the great news with the USL Super League as the president has been named, as Amanda Vandervoort will take the reins. League's going to kick off in 2023. Big news out of Louisville City with Danny Cruz signing a new multi-year contract, and some good stuff from Tacoma Defiance with a win over Orange County on Saturday.
That's a fantastic hat trick to get there from Dinnerin. And by the way, Danny Cruz, he's been a really good coach, an aggressive coach, desperate for his team to win. Hopefully it'll be a good signing for Lou City.
Obviously, Lou City still fighting for the top spot in the Central. Scoreboard from the weekend, and obviously Memphis picking up 3 big points over Atlanta United 2, ending their hopes at a playoff spot. We mentioned Tulsa and Lou City both dropping points. Still no score from the other games today, by the way. It's about to wrap up in Sacramento. It's 0-0 there, and San Diego and New Mexico United go into the half. It's 0-0 there.
Yeah, massive for Sac Republic. They really needed to win this one at home if they're going to have a chance of making that 4th position in the Pacific Division. By the way, FC Tulsa, I know we're giving them a hard time tonight because they've been in a terrible run, but a draw away at San Antonio is not a bad result, to be fair.
The way San Antonio has been playing, that's a really good point, Gary, for sure. Love's upcoming schedule here. It continues. Some big games, Tampa and Miami. A Florida derby there is a blockbuster matchup. Austin fighting for their playoff lives against El Paso. And then, of course, Oakland in action, still have a chance at a playoff spot. And then New Mexico plays San Antonio on Wednesday.
And from an OKC point of view, Tulsa hosts Atlanta United 2. And if Atlanta United 2 can surprise them and get a win there, then FC Tulsa in real danger of missing out on the playoffs.
Of course, Miami still fighting for the 2 spot in the Atlantic Division with Charlotte and Pittsburgh. That is a vital game for them. And, of course, a big rivalry game between Neil Collins and Paul Dalglish in the Sunshine State as well. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, first half highlights and stats from OKC.
United Turf and Track is proud to be a partner and the official sports field service provider for the Energy FC practice facility and training grounds. United Turf and Track is a turnkey sports field construction, installation, renovation, and consulting company for natural grass and synthetic turf field systems. With over 50 years of combined experience in sports field construction and service management, United Turf and Track is the only certified field builder in Oklahoma and Arkansas. Contact us today for your next field construction or renovation project.
To the IT professionals, enabling companies across the country to work from home and making business as usual out of unusual circumstances. This new way of working doesn't work without you. Your company is counting on you, and you can count on Cox Business Cloud Solutions. So keep collaborating, keep adapting. We'll keep your data safe and accessible through it all.
Pass the potato salad. Get them. Get them.
Where's the ketchup?
Don't move.
Don't hide from your mosquito problem. Let Mosquito Joe handle it. Mosquito Joe, outside is fun again.
Welcome to Love's. Here, technology drives us. That's why we research technology advancements in our own labs. It's why we're constantly developing new tools to improve the ways you move. Ways that lead to safer, more efficient travel. Here at Love's, we believe that technology drives us all forward. Love's, working to bring innovation to the highway.
No score at the half between OKC and Birmingham Legion. Sean St. Jacques, Gary Bailey back here with you. Let's take a look at the first half highlights from this one, brought to you by Panera Bread. We start in the 14th minute of this one, and we had an attack off a corner for OKC.
Yeah, everyone challenges, ball gets knocked out there, and shot comes in. It gets blocked there from Declan Wynn, but at least pressure coming from the home side. Who else but the big man Kronyala getting the header away in the first place, and a good block coming in there from Birmingham Legion.
35th minute. And Zachary Ellis-Hayden probably had the brightest spots of this first half. Puts in a really good ball here looking for Chavez.
Chavez gets here, but he's having to come back to get the ball. Can't generate any power. And besides which, the direction isn't there either. Doesn't cause Matt van Oekel any problems.
37th minute again. OKC with some build-up, but not able to really make anything of it.
Yeah, down that right-hand side, which, as you mentioned, Ellis-Hayden has been fantastic. Ball in there. Van Oekel has to come out and punch that. It's a fantastic ball, and I love to see balls from out wide into that danger area, 6-yard box. Jaime Chavez is just about to pounce on that. Van Oekel comes to Birmingham's rescue.
Probably one of the better chances of the half for OKC. Brahms brings you the halftime stats, and no shots on target despite all that work from OKC. Birmingham had a couple of shots on target, but other than that, not many notable chances in this first half.
Yeah, we didn't see much from Birmingham Legion in the highlights package, but they had a few little efforts around the edge of the box. Their shots on target didn't bother CJ Cochran that much, and certainly they had more passes in the opposition half, Birmingham Legion. OKC quite happy to sit deep and soak up the pressure. But as you mentioned, at some point OKC have to come out and be a bit more adventurous. They might leave it towards the end. And as always, substitutes are likely to have a big say in what happens in the second half.
Just want to mention it has gone full time between Sacramento and Tacoma. It did finish 0-0 in that one, and there's still no goals here or in San Diego between the Loyal and New Mexico United. Of course, later on tonight, Los Dos hosting El Paso. That's a big game for both of those teams as far as playoff seeding for El Paso and as far as playoff potential for LA Galaxy 2. OKC Energy in a very similar position in the Central, looking to get that 4th spot. They need 3 points tonight. They're going to have a legitimate chance of catching their arch rivals, FC Tulsa. Team switch sides at the start of this second half. OKC in their home green and pinks kick us off 0-0 at the start of the second half at Taft Stadium in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
I'm just assuming that Lee Wiedemann would have given OKC a real rev up at halftime, and because he would have reminded them what's at stake here, how much a win could put pressure on FC Tulsa, how their playoff hopes are hanging in the balance, all the stuff they knew before the game, but he would have reminded them at halftime, and he'll be expecting his team to get out there and really put in a hard-working and committed second half. It's up to Birmingham Legion to match them with that, but I wouldn't expect anything less from this home side because they desperately need these 3 points.
Well, they saw the best play from Zachary Ellis-Hayden in the first half for OKC. You saw a bit of it in the highlights at halftime. He's on the ball here for the Energy. He's going to nearly play that out for a throw. In the end, Aiden Daniels shields it away. He'll stay with OKC on this near side. Put in some good balls, was able to get other teammates involved, created a few chances. Took on a shot inside the first 20 minutes as well in his left boot after a nice run off the wing, and he's been one of the more positive players really for either side so far. A little bit of a push from Chavez. Lee Wiedemann not pleased. It's going to be a Birmingham free kick.
He won the ball, Chavez, but he sort of followed through with his elbow, and I think that's why the referee blew him up. Could be a little bit careful these days. Flying hands, elbows, all those things, referees will jump on that straight away.
Chance here for Flemings. We haven't talked a ton about it. Again, he came somewhat close in the first half, but it was from a really tough angle. Wouldn't really have beaten Cochran. On the other end of the pitch is Kavita. Sends it back. Birmingham will reset. Energy FC would like to thank SSM Health St. Anthony for being the official healthcare partner and team docs for the Energy FC for 121 years. SSM Health St. Anthony has been ready to help and heal patients across OKC. All in behind James was the target. Not able to get onto it. Well, for Cochran is Osmond. A little bit under pressure there. Cochran clears.
You can see the players putting their hands up to their eyes there on that far side. The sun very, very difficult, making it very difficult for them to pick the ball out of the sky. But those shadows should, I would think, cover the entire pitch within the next 10-15 minutes.
Lopez and Kazil. Little touch from Lopez. Lopez again, just trying to be delicate with it. Birmingham unsuccessfully though. Chavez for OKC. Zachary Ellis-Hayden, a little push and a chase, passes Siadou. Zachary Ellis-Hayden keeps on going. Can he finish this off? He squares it! What a block by Dean! And Van Oekel saves it! Ellis-Hayden stays down after a remarkable individual effort. But Jonathan Dean came to Birmingham's rescue before Chavez could pull the trigger.
That's a fantastic run from Ellis-Hayden on that right-hand side. It's the pace, it's the burst. He knocks it past, he goes here, he keeps going. Then you think when he hits it here, he's going to get tackled, but he stretches, wins the ball, keeps going, pulls it back, takes the knock from the goalkeeper. Jaime Chavez is there, and you're quite right. Johnny Dean makes a fantastic block, but Ellis-Hayden, not for the first time this match, has been absolutely brilliant. But you see how he gets a knee from the goalkeeper there for his troubles, and Jaime Chavez just not able to finish that one off. Oh, he seems to be in a bit of pain.
This is concerning for Lee Veidman in OKC. He's been by far their best player these first 49 minutes and change. And what an individual effort to not only get past Siadou, but to get past Kavita as well. And the way he did it was sensational. Did everything he could. And then Jaime Chavez was just stood up by Dean at the vital moment.
He's been by far the best attacking option there for Lee Veidman throughout this match. First half, second half. Funny enough, we haven't seen much of Bijev. You think of him as the danger man, but it's been Ellis-Hayden who's been up and down that line, because all the stats point to Bijev. He's tied for 10th in the USL for goals. He's got the most assists in the team, the most goals, the most shots, the most chances created. Well, I'm saying, well, hang on a second. In this match, it's certainly not the case, because that man there, Zach Ellis-Hayden, has created the most chances, and he has, without a doubt, been the inspiration for OKC so far. And good to see him back on his feet.
Referee helps him up. Hopefully, especially for OKC's case, they can keep Zachary Ellis-Hayden fresh and on the field here. It's good to see him run off the field under his own strength. So at the moment, he's been their main attacking option, Zachary Ellis-Hayden.
Well, there is some singing going on. Difficult to hear it, and the drums are playing. So maybe the fans are at last getting behind their team and getting excited about the possibility of 3 points here and getting closer to FC Tulsa.
Siadou. Oh, it's a misplaced pass. Bijev trying to push it past, and he's held up. It's going to be a free kick and a booking here. Kranyale, I believe, who knew exactly what he was doing there. So Kranyale has his name taken here for Birmingham.
That's a good yellow to take there, because you don't want Bijev getting past you. And the big man just stood up and said, you can run into me, bounce off me if you want, but you're not going past. But he is on a yellow card now, Kranyale, so he's going to have to be a little bit careful. He's like a brick wall. He's, what, 6'4". So if you run into him, you know all about it. Have a look there. Bang, he just turns, he puts his shoulder in as well, which is, it's going to knock the wind out of you.
Bijev collects some wind as he gets back to his feet. And again, the confirmation of the Alex Kranyale yellow card.
We just had a glimpse there of Matt Van Oekel just lining up his wall, and he's got 4 players over here around the ball. He's not quite sure who's going to hit it and what they're going to do, but he's got a 2-man wall. Junior Flemings and Bruno Lapa. Their job is to try and stop the obvious shot. It is a long way out. It's, what, 35 yards out. You would think that it's unlikely to be a shot on target, more a chip into the box, but we'll see.
Not sure there's too many players on the planet that would attempt this one. Bijev will look for a teammate. It was a decent ball in. Connor Donovan was the closest OKC player to it. Now, Siadou picked his head up and found Junior Flemings in transition. There's help on the way to his left. Lapa made a good run. James as well. Batista does really well to control that and get it to CJ Cochran.
Did fantastic, the awareness to bring the ball down and then just hit it to the goalkeeper. Fantastic there from Lamar Batista.
Energy FC is excited to welcome the Lincoln at Central Park Apartments as a proud partner of the club, the official home of Energy FC players. The Lincoln at Central Park Apartment Homes is the epitome of luxury apartment living in Oklahoma City. For more information, call 405-759-5583. Mention promo code #ThisIsOurCity for special discounts. As Mikey Lopez scampers past Jaime Chavez. This is Kasim. Wide here, Dean trying to do the work on this far side and wins a corner. Much better spurt there from Birmingham from what we've seen in the last 15 minutes or so going back to the first half.
And again, your job as your OKC is to make sure all these big guys are picked up. Alex Croniale in particular, as mentioned, scored a couple of goals from headers in the last 3 or 4 games.
Bruno Lapa serving this one in. Fleming's got free, and Cochran was there to dive down and collect.
A decent header from Junior Flemings. He is going backwards a little bit, so again, couldn't generate much power on it, but we haven't seen much of him as a leading striker for the Legion. That was at least a decent effort.
Energy FC would like to thank Tropical Smoothie Cafe for helping feed our players and for being a proud partner of Energy FC. Check out one of their 15 Oklahoma City Metro locations or visit order.tropicalsmoothiecafe.com to get your smoothies delivered. Chance here for the Energy, and Bijev. Oh, it was on a plate for him. And he couldn't hit the target. Basulovic with wonderful work on the far side, but OKC can't hit the target.
It wasn't far away, though. He's been so quiet, Bijev. I wonder if it just took a deflection there. Hard to see. Not given. But he is. That's what he is. He's a predator around the box, Bijev. Wonderful touch player. And he can do nothing for an entire match and still pop up with a goal. And he has scored against Birmingham Legion in these clashes before. So he'll be looking to add another one. Maybe a little warning for Birmingham Legion that they're going to come under more pressure, as we're seeing there, as OKC start to ramp it up in search of these 3 points.
Croniale. Get out wide initially. Now, Zeal. Asiadu. 2 Energy players on him. Wins a Birmingham throw. Coach Sohn there to help get it to his player, Mikey Lopez. Asiadu. Back to Croniale. Kasim. Oh, lovely turn by Lopez. Sliding it through, he couldn't find Flemings. He was trying to make the run in behind. But Asiadu has it off the take back. And Kasim! Well held in the end by Cochran.
That's worth a shot from Kasim. It's on target, but it's at the goalkeeper, so you wouldn't think that CJ Cochran would have a problem with it. This is Bijev. Just seeing a little bit more of Bijev now. And we know that he can be a goal scorer and a creator of chances.
Good work by Kavita to hold him off on that occasion. And Zeal trying to just slide that through, was helped along to Lapa. And then Lapa tried to find Flemings, I believe, unsuccessfully. This is Batista now for OKC. Chavez waiting for help, and it comes in the form of Ellis Hayden. Chavez and Kavita. And Kavita wins that battle. Energy FC is proud to welcome Social Capital as the official watch party location for the 2021 season. Bring your family, watch every Energy FC away match at the #1 rated craft beer bar in Oklahoma by Forbes Magazine and craftbeer.com. Social Capital boasts 120 individual and independent craft beers on tap, a variety of cocktail and wine, a full menu of street tacos and more. Oklahoma City's largest rooftop patio.
Birmingham working hard here. Have a look. Birmingham Legion with the high press, trying to find the error, and they produce the error. Alliance has turnover ball. I'm just wondering with the coaches, I don't see many subs on those chairs. I'm assuming they're all warming up, because right now as a coach, you'd be thinking about making some changes. And Adekoya, for me, would be an OKC player you'd want on. He had the assist for BJF against Austin last match. He had the goal against Indy 11. If you're thinking for OKC, one player in particular who could provide the breakthrough, it would be Adekoya.
Still no score between San Diego and New Mexico United as well, also on ESPN Plus, along with this one. And then Los Dos and El Paso later on tonight. So we're still waiting for our first goal of the day in the USL Championship. And that's saying something, Gary. Of late, there's been so many games filled with them. Today's been a rare day so far, with one game already in the books, two more than halfway done. Nothing yet on the score sheet.
Well, in previous matches between these two teams, in the match was 1-0. Nico Brett scored in the 60th. Well, we haven't got to the 60th minute yet. And in the match where they won 2-1, Birmingham Legion, there was a penalty for BJF in the 73rd and a J.J. Williams goal in the 83rd. By the way, he's a sub on the bench you might want to throw on if you're Birmingham Legion.
No question. In by Mikey Lopez. OKC took no chances. It's a Birmingham Legion corner as we approach the hour mark.
Jaime Chavez just walking back there. He'll have an important job to do as one of the biggest players in the team, because Birmingham Legion are throwing all their big guys forward as well.
Still awaiting what could be a vital goal, especially when you talk about OKC's playoff hopes in this game. Batista was able to help that away. Now Zachary Ellis-Hayden on the chase. Asiadu, though, was able to get there before he had another burst of steam.
Good cover from Asiadu, because if Ellis-Hayden gets past him, he's got acres of space to run into. That's a good stop. But if I'm Lee Wiedmann, I'm thinking at some point I need to throw in not just one sub, but two or three. I need new energy. I need fresh legs. I need to send a signal to my team that we need to push on, and that 0-0's not going to be good enough. I'm just wondering at what point Lee thinks that's the right moment to make those changes.
Chavez tried to find Bijev. It was cut out. Another misplaced pass. Connor Donovan finding Ellis-Hayden. Stop-start, I should say, from him. Now Kurimoto. And a reset through Donovan and Batista. Far side now with Daniels. Birmingham Legion this season, 8 wins in 15 road games. The big reasons they're currently sitting at the top of the Central Division. Dean on the chase, trying to find a teammate. It was Batista's header. Vasilovic helps it along, as does Bijev. Konyale send it back towards the penalty area. Daniels fighting Kurimoto.
It's very tight and busy in that midfield, isn't it? Very difficult for either side to get some domination. By the way, you mentioned Birmingham Legion having won 8 away from home. That's a fantastic result. I think it's only Phoenix Rising who have got more. They got their 9th yesterday against Las Vegas Lights away.
Flemings in behind. Did he keep that in? He did. Donovan last played it. It's out for a corner. Yeah, that was a 9-goal affair that Phoenix won. 6-3, I believe, was the final.
Yeah, they were 3-0 up at one stage, Phoenix Rising, and then Las Vegas came back to 3-2, and they went yin and yang all the way through to 6-3. Fantastic game. Well, Las Vegas guarantees you entertainment, doesn't it?
They took all of our goals, that's for sure.
Certainly did on the pitch, yeah.
Still time to change it, of course. Ball in from Lapo. It was begging for somebody to get a touch. Kavita was the closest in a Birmingham kit. It's out for a goal kick. First Fidelity Bank is proud to be an OKC Energy FC founding sponsor. Our 20 OKC Metro locations make banking convenient for you, especially when combined with our free worldwide ATMs, mobile banking, and mobile deposit. First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go. Visit www.ffb.com today.
Big discussions with CJ Cochran with the rest of his players, saying, I'll push up perhaps, I'm not going to play it short, maybe he's going to go long. Let's have a look. Yeah, and I think that maybe this is the right time now to say we need to be more direct. If we're OKC, we need to get Birmingham Legion under pressure. Maybe we need to take a little bit of a risk, because 1 point, I don't think it's going to be enough to stop Tulsa. You need 3, and the only way you're going to get 3 is if you attack Birmingham Legion.
Siadu collided with Ellis Hayden, and OKC gets the throw. Ellis Hayden told to back up a few steps before he restarts play. This is Chavez. Ellis Hayden controls. Well, we have had a goal.
Oh.
San Diego Loyal have taken the lead over New Mexico United. They just scored it about a minute ago. That could be a little bit of a blow for New Mexico United's chances. San Diego Loyal, of course, have already clinched a playoff spot.
And New Mexico only 1 point behind Austin Bold. Austin Bold in that final playoff position. So even a draw would have seen them level with Austin Bold, a loss, and they still remain 1 point behind.
Ooh, shot from Daniels. Wasn't a bad effort, but wasn't going to trouble Van Oekel. Birmingham will reset.
Good pressure here from OKC, forcing the long kick.
Flemings was trying to read that. He was looking at Donovan more than looking at the ball there. Kept in by Birmingham on this near side for Lopez, but Bijev picks his pocket. Daniels try to get fancy, he gives it away. James sliding it through for Junior Flemings. In the end, Cochran got there. Not sure if the flag would have gone up on that far side. Ends up being a moot point.
You can see all those shadows have gone now. The sun is behind and away from the players, and they can concentrate on just getting on with the job, which, oh, for Zach Ellis Hayden would be controlling the ball first.
Rare miscue from him tonight. Looks like we're going to see a double change here for Birmingham Legion. We're going to see Van Kazeel taken off. Zach Harivo is going to come on, and you mentioned him as an impact sub. J.J. Williams is also going to enter, and Prosper Kasim, we're told. And there's the confirmation. He's going to be withdrawn. Both of those substitutions are brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony.
I'm just wondering what OKC are going to do, because the onus again is on them to make things happen. I think Birmingham Legion are very happy with the point. They've done well. They're away from home. They're without Nico Brett. I would think they would take the 1-1. I mean the 0-0.
Yeah.
But for OKC, God, I just can't see how settling for a draw is going to work for them when they're currently 4 points behind Tulsa, and they've only got 2 matches after this. They have to go for the win, surely.
The math's going to be against them if they don't get 3 points today, that's for sure. You'll start running out of options. Again, OKC only have 2 more games after this. Of course, one of them's against Tulsa, but the other's against El Paso.
Yeah.
Birmingham, oh, they're in behind here. James and Cochran made a huge save. In the end, it wouldn't have counted. The offside flag was up. That was a crucial moment in the end. But Birmingham, in the end, had their attack negated by the assistant's flag. Now Legion, the more likely at the moment. Lapa looking for Flemings on the far side, and is able to keep that in and win a corner. Here's the last look.
That's Junior Flemings there, just head up, looking for the option. Gets the 1-2, and it just, well, perhaps a little bit luckily bounces in the way for Ryan James. who was in an offside position. And as mentioned, CJ Cochran with the save. And it's amazing how when you bring on substitutions, it enlivens the entire team. It brings a fresh energy onto the pitch for Birmingham Legion.
Bruno Lapa with a corner here for Birmingham. It's being headed away by Batista. Lapa can pick this back up. Dean slipped on, and it's going to go out of play. Hey, OKC Energy fans, visit any of the 9 Oklahoma City area Panera Bread locations for our cream mac and cheese or the classic bacon turkey bravo. Try the new Chipotle chicken and bacon flatbread pizza, or everyone's seasonal favorite, the strawberry poppy seed salad. These and other favorites are sure to have you cheering. Order online at PaneraBread.com or for pickup or delivery. Right now, your favorites only at Panera.
Dangerous free kick here as far as OKC are concerned. Should be OKC on the front foot. If you want to get 3 points, you have to be attacking. Right now, they're busy defending and trying to stop Birmingham Legion.
Free kick for OKC to defend here with 21 minutes. And stoppage time still to go as we await a breakthrough here. J.J. Williams, Bruno Lapa are over this. J.J. Williams will leave it to Lapa. In it comes. Back post, a crucial header away, but Kavita is able to keep this alive. Asiadu will end up recycling this. Dean again. Just trying to pick out Asiadu, and he's able to do so. Asiadu, he thought about the shot there. Ellis Hayden had him covered. Chavez, this could be a chance for OKC. On the break, Aiden Daniels picking his head up and sliding it through, but nobody close enough besides Matt Van Oekel to get to it.
I think he was trying to slide it through for Jaime Chavez. Chavez was pointing here. I'm in the middle, get it to me, but just couldn't direct the ball into Chavez's path. But quick and good counter-attack. A lot of bodies forward there. OKC, much more positive from them.
Daniels just fighting for it with Harivo. Birmingham Legion came out with it. Osmond, though, has it covered with James bearing down. And OKC have the goal kick. And it looks like we're going to see a couple of substitutions here for Lee Veidman, who's going to make a double change himself. Shea Adekoya is going to come on, and Declan Wynn's night is done. Tucker Stevenson is also going to come on, and that little counterattack from Aiden Daniels will be his last action of the night. Both of them are SSM Health St. Anthony's substitutions.
That's a massive substitution, bringing Adekoya on. He's a strong player. He's a positive player. As mentioned, he got the assist for Bijev in the last match against Austin Bold. He got the goal against Indy 11 a couple of games ago. He's a powerful and direct player, and perfect to bring him on. And maybe this new energy, these new players, will give a boost to OKC.
Adekoya already trying to make his presence felt. Kurimoto with a crucial challenge there. Adekoya making a good run in behind. Dean trying to cover him. Adekoya gets there first. Dean recovers, and Kavita clears. And it's a Birmingham throw.
Oh, there's proof of how powerful Adekoya is. Good pace down that left-hand side. He was a yard behind, makes up that ground against Johnny Dean, and they're just pushing and shoving, the two of them, and he's powerful enough to force all sorts of problems and rearguard action there from Birmingham Legion. That could be a big shift in momentum for OKC.
Oh, lovely control by Lapa with Kurimoto on his back. Lapa then trying to slide it through for Flemings. Donovan had it well covered. James making Cochran have an extra look at it. OKC get it away. This is Jaime Chavez. Stevenson. Well, Chavez is open here. Jaime Chavez! Nearly hit the target. Again, it would have been a really, really special effort to beat Van Oekel from there, but it's better from OKC.
Good delivery as well, much more positive on the front foot. Yeah, it's a very tight angle. It's got to be an incredible strike, but at least it's something positive again from OKC. Already, Tucker Stevenson and Shea Adekoya have made a massive change, and I'm sure that's spreading to all the players. And maybe now with 17 minutes to go, plus minus, it's worth pushing a few more bodies if you're OKC, pushing them forward.
One back initially by Kurimoto, Basulovic. Leaving it off, Stevenson trying to also inject some life into this OKC attack. Good step in there defensively for Birmingham. It's back though with Donovan and now Batista. Maybe a bit of a high boot there against J.J. Williams. Referee does not give the free kick. Osmond had to be careful with that, and Cochran is able to keep that in play with Ryan James in the vicinity. Worth reiterating, this is a pivotal game for OKC's playoff hopes. A point would really not be enough, especially after Tulsa, despite dropping points, they only dropped 2 of the 3 yesterday against San Antonio. It's not like they lost. They did still get a point. So if OKC are going to make up any ground, they need to win if they're going to catch their arch rivals. Oh, lovely back heel from Williams. Williams gets it back. Big block. Lop on the second try. Cochran makes the save, and Donovan gets it away.
Fantastic save, CJ Cochran. Lapa with an unbelievable strike, and the goalkeeper had to go to his right-hand side. Little intricate skills here, and you see Ryan James just trying to set things up for JJ Williams. When it comes to Bruno Lapa, that is a fantastic save to his right-hand side from the goalkeeper, pushes it away from danger. Just a little bit of a warning there for OKC, how good Birmingham Legion are on the attack.
Here they come again, Flemings. Ravo, dummy by Dean. Lapa, centering pass. It's going to fall kindly for Cochran, who tries to get it to Chavez. Does so successfully. Great hold-up play by Jaime Chavez in serious traffic there. And the ball for Bijev is going to be corralled by Dean first. But he only finds Stevenson. This is Basulovic. It's a throw-in for OKC. 14 minutes left of the 90. With OKC desperate for a goal.
Yeah, you get the sense their entire season's hanging on these next 14 minutes or so.
It was a good ball from Bijev. Good ball across. Oh, Chavez had the chance to shoot. In the end, he thought Bijev was going to be there with a no-look back heel, and he wasn't. And now Birmingham can counterattack here as Siadou able to find James. James into the penalty area, and Donovan was able to get there first.
It's opening up now, isn't it? OKC have to push a few more bodies forward. Look at the gap of space between attack and defense for Birmingham to play into now.
Lopez. What about lining one up? Great defensive work by Zachary Ellis-Hayden. Now Bijev. If there's any time that Bijev could come up with the goods, it's now for OKC. He wins a free kick.
Does well to win the free kick, doesn't he? Just gets his body in front of Mikey Lopez there, draws the foul, and from this position they can float a big ball into the box and try and create some pressure.
Told Birmingham Legion, and there you see are coming up with 2 more changes, both brought to you by SSM Health. St. Anthony Cervania is going to come on. Junior Flemings, he's going to come off. Bruno Lapa's night is done as well. And Eli Croniale is also going to come on. So both of the Croniales are on the pitch. Trying to see out this result for Birmingham Legion is now pretty much all the main attacking forces are on the bench for Birmingham now, at least the notables. Or not in the 18 at all, of course, with Nico Brett. Ijev, they were going to play that short, but Ellis Hayden was well covered. They're going to try it again. Ijev's ball in. It's headed away by Williams. James playing it down this near side, and Cervania has a little bit of space here if he wants it. Going past Bijev. Cervania's cross is blocked, and it's another Legion corner.
It's exciting now, isn't it? End-to-end football. It's what we've been looking forward to this game, and it's taken a while to get to the boil. But the more OKC take risks and throw forward, the more Birmingham can counter and find some space. And Legion don't have to win this. The draw is good enough for them, so they just can feed off OKC taking risks.
Eli Kronyale's ball in. Crucial touch on the 6-yard line to get that away, but it's recycled. Cervania walking the tightrope on that
short
line
corner
there.
They have to say there's a short corner, but they've responded very quickly. OKC sent 2 defenders out.
So instead, Kronyale is going to loop this in. Oh boy, nobody was ready for that initially, and then Asiadu was blocked by the only man that reacted for OKC, Batista. Boy, everybody looked caught off guard by that. Kronyale trying to find his brother in the penalty area, but it was just over the head of Alex Kronyale.
I think CJ Cochran again is saying, let's not take any risks, let's not play silly balls at the back. Just everybody push up and let me bomb this into the opposition half, which I think would be the sensible thing to do.
Just over 10 minutes left. And a point, again, would not eliminate OKC mathematically tonight, but it would put them firmly against the wall.
Yeah, it'd be 3 points behind FC Tulsa, having played 2 more games in FC Tulsa.
Yeah.
They pretty much would be hoping that FC Tulsa just lose all their remaining games, and then they would host them in the final game, which in itself they would have to win, which would be another big test for them. So yeah, all the odds against OKC if they can't get a result, a win here today.
James. It just found its way to J.J. Williams there. Now Dean picks this up. Slides it through Kronyale. Oh, he nearly got all the way through. And nobody was at the back post. And the chance goes begging for Birmingham, with OKC seeing their playoff lives flash before their eyes.
Well put. Yeah, there's a bit of space suddenly opening up in defense, and that's poor defended perhaps by OKC. They're being stretched. Not as well organized as they have been for the rest of the match. Nearly punished there.
Well, despite the lack of chances at times in the first hour, the last 20 minutes has brought the drama we were hoping for, but this game is still on a knife edge here at Taft Stadium. There still could be a moment of magic, though, left in it. Batista, it was Adekoya who was closest to it, but in the end, Van Oekel has it. Asiadu just helping it on. Harivo now finding Mikey Lopez. Williams helping it on. Kronyale is in behind. James tried to keep it alive, and then Cochran stayed with it.
Cochran did well there, because as he came out, he was running the risk of bringing down Ryan James and giving away a penalty, and he just stopped for a second, waited to see if Ryan James could bring the ball under control, which he couldn't, and then he pounced on the loose ball. Good goalkeeping there from CJ Cochran.
Poor giveaway there from Adekoya. Eli Kronyale handed away by Batista. Dean, though, keeps it alive. He nearly found J.J. Williams, but Donovan was there. Now OKC have it. Stevenson. Vasilovic, and Bijev just couldn't find Adekoya.
There's the fans. At last, the fans are getting really noisy there at TAF Stadium. They know their players need them. And they're giving them some great support now.
It really is now or never. Again, it's not that way mathematically, but it might as well be. All the way back to Van Oekel. Good chest down from J.J. Williams, and the outlet ball was the right idea onto that far side, and great work to initially keep that in on that far side as well. Birmingham keep it with a throw. Dean sliding it through. Cervania was on the left side earlier. He switched sides there. Bijev. Now Chavez, who's swarmed by Birmingham Legion players. He'll stay with the Legion here. Well, you could see there, it is tension galore right now for the OKC supporters. Cochran and Kronyale. These fans know the situation. They know a point is just not enough tonight.
Again, he's going to push everybody up. They're very slow to move forward, OKC. And he needs them in the other half. He needs them on the offense and not sitting back deep like they normally do.
We saw the pictures of the fans there. It's not just about OKC losing out on a chance. It's who's going to take their place if they don't get there. It's the arch rivals, Tulsa, inside their own state, who are poised at the moment, despite their tough run of form, to beat them to the final spot here if they can't find a goal. And again, if OKC drop points, Tulsa play Atlanta United 2 next time out, and if they can get all 3 points, that would just about do it. But there's still time for OKC to find a late winner here. Stevenson. Batista just sending it up there. Oh, it could fall for a chance, but the flag went up for offside against Zachary Ellis Hayden, and the shot was miscued anyway.
I just wonder there, Tucker Stevenson's wide. Why not get the ball in first time? Instead he knocks it back, and then when the ball does come in, players are offside. You've got 5 minutes to go in as you say, a must-win game. Whip the ball in, see what happens. Put it between Matt Van Oekel and the defenders, and then ask some questions of the defense. I don't see any reason for sort of playing it all the way back, so maybe next time Tucker Stevens will whip it in.
Williams was able to head that on, and Connor Donovan, who's had a phenomenal season for OKC in that back line, making sure Cochran can corral it. As we're really heading into crunch time now. 4 minutes left of the 90, plus potential stoppage time, although we haven't had many stoppages in this second half. James slipped initially, regains his footing. Took a deflection on the way through. Kurimoto's able to control. To find Viljan Bijev. Adekoya just beaten to it by Mikey Lopez. Now James. Oh, a miscue by Batista. Lopez is able to win a free kick. Could have been worse, to be fair. Batista had nobody covering him there. Lopez had gotten it from him sooner, but it still leads to a Birmingham Legion free kick, and time-wise, that's not going to help the hosts.
That's why there's frustration there from Batista. He knows that clock is winding down, and he's trying to get the ball forward, but his first touch wasn't too good. His second touch wasn't great either from the big man. I'm not sure there was much of a foul there, but referee sees it otherwise. And of course, for Birmingham Legion, they can take their time. A draw is a good result for them. If they can sneak a winner, even better. Some advice from the coach from the touchline, Tom Sohn.
This team's nearly there. They would go 2 points clear of Lou City if this result holds. Of course, they'd go 4 points clear if Birmingham could snatch a winner. Eli Kronyale leaves it. Cervania takes it. The header was down. It wasn't a bad idea from Birmingham, right off the training ground.
Chance for a counter-attack here, long throw.
Oh, Cochran put everything into that. Adekoya trying to keep it alive. He wins a free kick for OKC, and Asiedu is booked for that challenge.
Referee believes it's a professional foul, just stopping the play, and the fans are getting behind them, getting a bit of noise at last here, and that's going to fire up the OKC players. Adekoya again. I think maybe even Lee Wittman might have thought of starting with him because he's such a big, powerful player, and that's what you need against this solid Birmingham Legion side.
Anxious moments here for OKC. Asiedu booked, like we mentioned, for that challenge. He's the second player between both sides, both on the Birmingham side, to be booked tonight. A set-piece opportunity as OKC look for what could be a crucial goal for their playoff hopes. In it comes. It's easily dealt with. Asiedu comes away with it off the initial header as well. It's Adekoya. Now Birmingham could have numbers here, but Zachary Ellis-Hayden stops them in their tracks. Eli Croniale played with fire a little bit there, but finds Dean. Cervania. There's the overlapping run of Harivo.
This is frustrating for OKC. They can't get the ball. The clock is winding down.
Asiedu wasn't far away, but it's out for a goal kick, and now OKC fans desperately wait to see how much added time there's going to be here.
CJ Cochran once again saying to his players, get up there. We haven't got time to play it from one end to the other. We've got to get straight at Birmingham Legion and get this all-crucial goal.
Cochran shoots this one downfield. Chavez with the header. Fourth officials waiting to put up the number. It's going to be 3 added minutes. Extra time brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony. SSM Health St. Anthony is ready for you, for the game, for the team, for the community at a moment's notice. Without hesitation, we're ready, and we're proud to be the official Energy FC healthcare partner. 3 minutes for OKC Energy to save their season.
Drama, isn't it? All comes down to this, an entire season. And unless there's something crazy happens in the last few matches, it's all down to these 3 minutes.
This is Dean for Birmingham Legion. OKC need to get the ball back. Dean sliding it through. James blocked on the shot. Dean back to Ryan James, and Harivo was in a really good spot, but the ball was behind him. Adekoya comes away with it. OKC have no time to waste. They got to get this up the field. Ellis-Hayden trying to do just that, and surely Mikey Lopez is going to be booked for that, and he is.
Ellis-Hayden so quick again, just turned and accelerated away, and Mikey Lopez had no choice whatsoever but to pick up the yellow card. Just again, I wonder why Zach doesn't get on the ball more often. Look how quick he is there. He knocks it, he's gone. There's no catching him, and there's a little bit of wrestling going on there from Mikey Lopez, but he took a yellow card for the team because he knows that if Zach Ellis-Hayden had got away, they were in big trouble.
Cochran will send this into the penalty area with 1.5 minutes left of added time. Took a bounce on the outskirts. Bijev just trying to poke it through. It's out for a throw for OKC. Getting very close here to last chance saloon for the Energy. Batista throwing it into the mixer here. Donovan's header! Asiedu! And Birmingham survive it as Van Oekel clutches.
As soon as it comes to Adekoya, I'm thinking if you connect with this, you got every chance, and he just scuffed the shot. Have a look as it comes. He just whiffs at it, and in the end, it's easy for Matt Van Oekel to jump on. Of all the players, you would have thought Shea Adekoya, with his scoring record, would have connected.
Cochran wins it back. Birmingham Legion appeal. Cochran can't waste time here. There's only 40 seconds. Got to get this up the field. Nobody there for OKC on the initial ball. Ellis-Hayden trying to keep it alive. Cervania holding on to this and getting it back, and then Osmond drags back Cervania, and he's booked. First Oklahoma City player to be booked tonight.
Yeah, had no choice, professional foul. He was beaten, he was never going to catch him, so took the yellow card for the team. But what it does is it winds the clock down, and Birmingham Legion, without Nico Brett, they've come here on a tough day, and it looks like they're going to get a draw. That's a very good result for a very good side.
Eli Croniale's free kick here towards the end. Gets it in. Alex Croniale has a chance to send this back in. Ooh, hang on a minute. Whistle blows. I don't think that's for full time. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on inside of the penalty area here.
I think it's between Kavita and I don't know if it was Jaime Chavez or not, but there was pushing and shoving and all sorts. It's been very quiet this match until now. I think temper's getting a little bit frayed.
It was Kavita and Chavez who were going after each other there, and now the referee, and again, there's still time. The referee did not blow the final whistle here. So we await to see what the referee decides to do with this.
If it was Jaime Chavez, he's got himself out of the way nice and quickly, because Kavita's going to pick up the yellow, and is he?
Kavita's got the first.
I think he's pointing towards the front, saying, I'm going to go for Jaime Chavez now and give him the other yellow.
Well, surely Kavita told him who it was, who he got tangled with, as Tom Sohn looks on. His team's so close to getting a 2-point advantage on Lou City here at the top of the Central Division standings. Jaime Chavez has been given a talking to and has been given a yellow card as well. Well, the only thing I could say about that, as far as this game is concerned, is that gives OKC maybe one last chance. Looks like another yellow might be brandished here.
He's just saying, calm it all down, let's relax. I don't know if he's just taking time to write down the names.
That might be it. One thing I was worried about, or I should say, looking at, was that Osmond had already been booked and the yellow had come out, but I think you're right, just making sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed.
I just wonder if you're OKC and everything's on the line, would this aggression, or should this aggression not have come out a little bit earlier, bumping and pushing and shoving and just trying anything to get under Birmingham Legion's skin? Because the first time we've seen any real aggression is right in the last minute of the game.
This might be it. Last roll of the dice for OKC. Alex Croniale heads it away, trying to send it upfield to Siadu. Birmingham might get the last attack in here, although Osmond cuts it off, and that's it. Full time at Taft Stadium. A valuable point in the end for Birmingham Legion, but a result that might very well end OKC's playoff hopes. They're not mathematically eliminated, but the fact that they didn't win tonight provides a huge hammer blow to their chances of catching FC Tulsa. In the meantime, True Sky Credit Union man of the match goes to CJ Cochran. It finishes 0-0, but OKC Energy's playoff hopes have just taken a massive hit.
Yeah, once again, good defensive work by OKC Energy and CJ Cochran. Second best defensive record in the league, no question about that. But once again, struggling in attack. If it's not BJev, then who is it for OKC? And that's been Lee Wiedmann's big challenge all season. For Tom Sohn there in the center of the picture, that's a good draw to get on a difficult day without your lead striker, Nico Brett. And this is going to be a tough team for Birmingham Legion, for anyone to beat, whether it's Miami FC or Charlotte or Pittsburgh Riverhounds. I don't think they'll be looking forward to going to take on Birmingham Legion. A solid team, and that's even without Nico Brett.
It's worth reiterating, OKC mathematically have not been eliminated, but they'll need FC Tulsa to drop a ton of points down the stretch now after they couldn't get all three tonight. We'll take a quick break here at Taft Stadium. It finishes OKC Energy 0, Birmingham Legion 0. We'll wrap things up next.
Success is achieved through hard work, and many business owners work tirelessly for years to realize the dream of franchising their business. FFB partners with companies of all sizes every day and offers an extensive variety of treasury services. FFB will outline a plan just for you, help you streamline cash flow, and monitor your business transactions. Because we know you've got better things to do, like grow your business. FFB, we go where you go.
Real commitment doesn't stumble. It doesn't hesitate. It's ready at a moment's notice, on the sidelines and in the stands. It leans in and gets loud. We're ready for you, for our club, for our city, for whatever comes next. We're SSM Health St. Anthony, and we're proud to be the official healthcare partners of the OKC Energy FC.
Welcome to Loves. Here, technology drives us. That's why we research technology advancements in our own labs. It's why we're constantly developing new tools to improve the ways you move. Ways that lead to safer, more efficient travel. Here at Loves, we believe that technology drives us all forward. Loves, working to bring innovation to the highway.
Sean St. Jacques, Gary Bailey back here with you in Oklahoma City. It finishes Energy 0, Birmingham Legion 0. Lee Wiedemann and company thanking the crowd for their support this evening. A tough one for the Energy and their fans to swallow. In the meantime, we'll take a look at SSM Health St. Anthony's save of the game, and it came from CJ Cochran here getting down to his right.
That's a fantastic save to his right. That was flashed in. Very, very difficult save to make. And he gets down quickly, and he makes sure that he pushes it away from danger. Yeah, wondering, what do I have to do to beat the goalkeeper?
Let's take a look at full-time highlights from this one, brought to you by Panera Bread. We start in the 37th minute with OKC on the attack through, guess who? Zachary Ellis-Hayden.
Player of the match for me from an OKC point of view. Forces Matt Van Oekel to come and punch that. Difficult one for the goalkeeper. Good save, because Jaime Chavez was just waiting for that ball.
And he was at it again here in the 49th, and he nearly set up Jaime Chavez again.
This was a fantastic run. I just wonder, Chavez, he goes with his left foot. Why not with the right foot? Have a look here. Great run. Ellis-Hayden pulls it back. Chavez, I think it was a little half chance. One of the best chances for OKC in the entire match.
But then in the 67th, we saw more from Birmingham Legion, and they started to create the chances.
Yeah, nice little 1-2s. They're a clever side around the box there. Ryan James has that shot saved from CJ Cochran yet again, and he was in an offside position though. Was given as offside, but the goalkeeper didn't know that, so good save.
And then in the 81st minute, clock was winding down, and again Birmingham Legion had a big chance. Started with J.J. Williams, and then Dean sets it up.
Dean just plays through there to Kronyale, who's just wide of the target there, Eli Kronyale. And they were just beginning to find some space, Birmingham Legion, very tidy and neat around the edge of the OKC box.
But it finished honors even, 0-0. First Fidelity Bank full-time match stats, just one shot on target for OKC tonight. Birmingham Legion, despite having some really tough passages of play, they didn't get a lot going at times, but they had 5 shots on target. And in the end, it's not good enough for OKC.
No, it's not. And I think that's the fair summation. Birmingham Legion without their main striker, Nico Brett, resting a few players, playing away from home, don't have the same need for points that OKC have, and yet they still were the better side, certainly in terms of the stats. And I felt around the goal they were the better side as well. So, yeah, you know, OKC are probably going to end up finishing 5th, just outside the playoffs. Heartbreak for them, but maybe Lee Wiedemann can start to build for something more successful next season.
Of course, that's the big reason right there. 28 games played for FC Tulsa. They have 2 games in hand on their arch rivals. They do play at the end of the season, but now OKC Energy almost need Tulsa to lose their next 2 games, and that is a big ask. It's not impossible. We've seen stranger things, but this was a huge opportunity for the Energy to make up some points on FC Tulsa, and they weren't able to do so, Gary. And now we wait to see if Tulsa can handle business against Atlanta United too.
Yeah, they've got Atlanta United 2 at home. They've got Indy away, which is tricky. They've got Memphis away, which is tricky. If they don't get the business done in those 3 matches, and maybe OKC can pick up something at El Paso, which I doubt, but if all those things happen, then who do OKC meet in the final match of the season? It is Tulsa at Tulsa. And if that is a match for a playoff place, what a game that would be.
Of course, if FC Tulsa win their next game, they'll knock Indy 11 officially out of the playoffs as well. Well, it was a big one tonight with playoff implications on the line. It's like this all week, it feels like, and all month in the USL Championship. It's the way we like it in the latter stages of this regular season. In the end, it wasn't good enough from OKC. They now have to wait for Tulsa and hope They slip up, and Birmingham Legion picks up a valuable point. For Gary Bailey and our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques saying so long from OKC. It finishes honors even.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.